My name is Nikita Shamgonov. I'm the founder and co-CEO of the company called MemSQL. This is a database company and a data infrastructure company. And I'm the co-CEO who runs product, design, and engineering. Well, first of all, let me step back for a second. So it's no surprise to anyone about the adoption of Kubernetes in the world, and particularly in the enterprise. And in the enterprise world, Kubernetes and OpenShift have become kind of synonymous. And so we are very, very excited because the majority of our revenue is coming from the enterprise. And we're excited about having a standard, ubiquitous vehicle for software in general, and that's how all the users of Kubernetes will benefit from the OpenShift marketplace and OpenShift platform. But specifically for us, that just means that we're one of the first players on the marketplace, and we have a channel into the Fortune 1000 of the world. First of all, it's standardization, right? You have a trusted partner, such as IBM and Red Hat, which have a tremendous brand awareness in the enterprise that is providing an enterprise-grade Kubernetes solution and Kubernetes environment for the whole company. So I think this goes a long way. So if you are an application developer, you are interfacing just a Kubernetes environment. And if you are a DevOps administrator, then you are trusting years and years of experience of Red Hat and IBM to run your infrastructure in the reliable way. So that's kind of step one. And step two is the ecosystem, right? As the developer or any IT professional, really, you are benefiting from the Kubernetes ecosystem, from the marketplace, and from just a very vibrant wave of innovation that's coming into the platform. I would say a couple things, right? The one is, we're one of the first data infrastructure providers on the platform. And so we have that first mover advantage, and we can reach to a lot of customers through that platform. So that's number one. But I think the bigger one, the bigger, longer term excitement comes from the fact that it allows us to innovate around data and data management. Right? It allows us to take the database software, something that existed from other vendors for a very, very long time, and reimagine it, repackage it into what it's called cloud native way, and deliver into the enterprise. Doesn't matter what the platform is, right? As long as it's OpenShift and Kubernetes, it can run on any public cloud. It can run on a private cloud. It can run inside appliances. It's basically provides that standard way of delivering software. And there is a certain wave we call the cloud native way, that is kind of going through every part of the IT stack. And I think database is no exception to that. It just takes a long time to build data management software, and that wave is finally arriving. So we can be more excited about it. Well, we want to make data management easy, fast, and reliable. Right? Our motto internally is speed, scale, SQL. Right? SQL is a ubiquitous language. Cloud native and Kubernetes is becoming that ubiquitous platform. We've always been known for our performance, and putting all this together, you get the best of both worlds. You get the simplicity, push button deploys, push button upgrades. Having the same platform for running your data management software and managing apps. So that just goes a long way, that speed, scale, and simplicity. But if you look at the next 18 months, what I think is going to happen is the public cloud adoption is going to continue, right? And there's going to be, that wave of infrastructure moving into the public clouds is not going to stop. And I don't think it's just going to even going to slow down as much. I think it's going to be even more so. But the pendulum will start swinging the other way. So and that flow of stuff going into the cloud basically is the new consumption model of IT services, when everything is metered, when everything is charged by the hour, kind of consumption-based model. That consumption-based model goes and going to swing back into the data center as well, where Kubernetes and OpenShift is that vehicle. And when I talk to kind of key executives inside those public clouds, and a lot of them are personal friends, and when we go and compare clocks, they say, "Hey, Nikita, do not," and that was like a year ago, "do not lose the ability to deploy memSQL into any Kubernetes environment," right? We understand that you need to go and run on AWS, Microsoft, and Google. That's kind of just given for any modern infrastructure provider delivered as a service. But through that journey, do not lose that ability of deploying inside Kubernetes, because, for me, one of the execs at a large public cloud companies, that is my problem right now. People want to consume technology everywhere the same way they consume technology in the public cloud today. And so that's what I mean by that pendulum swinging back into the data center and providing cloud consumption model for everything. Like any platform, right? If you take an iPhone and an Android, which is also a platform, right? We only have really two major ones. You will find that the most popular apps are not the apps delivered by the provider, right? The most popular app on the iPhone and Android is probably Instagram right now. I actually don't know. But it's not, Instagram is not owned by Apple, and it's not owned by Google, right? And I think that's what happens with the majority of the platforms. And the moment you start living in the multi-platform world, in the public cloud, we have three major ones and a long tail of the rest. It becomes beneficial to the user to go and work, instead of working with each one of the cloud providers, in our space, for data management software, and all that data management software is different. Instead, engaging with a vendor like ours, like memSQL, that gives them kind of a uniform experience across all the platforms, as well as in the private cloud environment. And that's just simplicity to the user, right? You end up working with one vendor instead of working with multiple vendors. And every large enterprise, they have a multi-cloud environment. That's just given. The way that happens is, small shops can go and work with either AWS or Azure or Google Cloud. That's not a problem, because their IT needs are relatively straightforward. But large enterprises kind of have to live in the world of multi-clouds, because certain services are so much better on one cloud versus the other. What happens is you wake up tomorrow and then you have all three clouds inside your enterprise. And then you start having those conversations for certain things. Oh, like, do you have that on this cloud or that cloud or that cloud? So much better to standardize on a horizontal vendor that gives you the same experience across all the clouds, and also give you that cost arbitrage of moving some workloads into the cloud, but pulling some of the workloads back into the data center.